This morning we're going to try to figure out how to get these Excursion second row seats to be further back, give the second row passengers more rear leg room and better access for getting in and out to put the baby in the child seat. Here's what the bottom of the seats look like. Here's what it looks like underneath the seats. You can see you also need to make provisions for the seat belt. Bolts are a T55 IP, or sometimes that's called plus. You can use a T55, but it's not quite right. The IP has a little bit wider fluting. Here you can see where the factory seat mounts are. It's mounted to this cross member of the body. So we don't want to just drill through the floor. We want to try to retain the strength that's in that cross member. This stage should be pretty clear what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to use this plate, push it back, but rather than bolt it, I'm going to weld it to the plate. It's a good time to take a little video of stuff like this as you disassemble it to get access to bolt and unbolt and do your cutting and grinding and welding. What I'll do is I'll tack this into position square, then I'll unbolt it, take it back, and finish weld it. And Bob willing, we won't have too much warpage or flex. All right, wish me luck. All right, you're gonna need to grind these down on all four corners. That way you can grab things like the edge when you're welding, so you want that to be flush. That way you're not making up a gap straight from the beginning. All right, at this point you're just gonna wanna acknowledge that scope creep is real and that you suffer from it. So we're gonna get rid of that big center console and put in this here fancy center jump seat, and I'll show you why I prefer it. It's a lot bigger surface to eat your lunch off of. You're going to need to delete that little protuberance after you've yanked that off. You can see the screw that holds it in. That's the stop for down. You're going to need that out of the way. It's pretty easy to pull that seat cover back, but be careful and go slow. That way you don't damage your seat. All right, give me a minute. There's the end tap fitting. You'll need to tap to add the last bolt for the jump seat. All right, let's get working. All right, so that's what the center console looks like bolted in. You see why you got to take the armrests off, but this is a pretty good armrest itself, and like I said, it's a good spot to eat your lunch off of. There is some room in there. You got a seat belt in case you want to put a kid up front, and it's also a good spot for your four-legged friend. All right, I'm going to keep putting this bad girl back together. All right, that made that work worth it. That's a ton of room in there. That's the right position the seats have been in. You can see you could take it back a little bit further, but I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches is real good. Quite a bit of work here. Don't let anyone tell you this is a quick job. All right, so this is with the seat fully reassembled. You can see the distance here is, 4.5 inches. You probably could have gone back a little bit more there, maybe another inch or two, but I was just eyeballing it. I did get the seats back together and they are fully functional. What I ended up doing is welding those extensions, and so I took the whole things apart. But for a second set, what I'll do is I'll put a welded stud there and reuse those bolts there. So I like the way it came out. I like the extra legroom back there. And that's the final result for the jump seat installation up front. All right, you guys have a good week, and bundle up, it's winter time.